Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden, it's Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden. Yeah!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Gardening with Charlie. I'm Charlie, and I'm here to give you an update on our seedlings. So these are my pepper seedlings. They were started on January the 8th, and they're looking good so far. I mean, I have this little Megatron right here. It looks like it's trying to not be happy with life, but it's okay because it was an extra anyhow. I'm noticing with these new trays that I have here that some of the cells dry out faster than others. So I'm trying to keep an eye on monitoring the water levels in these watering trays. But so far we're doing good. Let's see. You'll see I have a couple that still have lids on them. That's because all of them had not germinated yet. But once they germinate, I try to take the domes off. So I'm going to leave that one on. And then we have some more back here in the back that all seem to be doing really good. Has this whole tray germinated yet? I'm going to go ahead and leave this lid off because it looks like they're doing good. There are a couple, like the Cubanelle was a grocery store buy. So, and by grocery store means I bought a Cubanelle pepper from the grocery store, not the seeds. And I pulled the seeds out of that Cubanelle and started it, but I haven't gotten any germination or anything off it. So I tried again with another seed. If that doesn't work, then I'm just going to replant a different seed or different type of pepper in there because I have plenty. Let's see what's going on back here. Okay. Yes, it's looking good back here. There are a couple that, like I said, I restarted. Those are the ones that, let's see. These are ones that have extra. So this Lesha did not germinate, and that golden pepper dew did not germinate. So I'm giving them a little bit of time to germinate. So I'm going to leave this covered. And then I have some back there that I can't reach. But yeah, so the peppers are doing wonderfully. Some of my herbs are doing wonderfully. Some of them seem to be burning out. So what I decided to do, because I keep my grow room a comfortable for me, high 70s. So I've lowered the temperature in this room down to like 73. And hopefully that'll help the peppers. I mean, the herbs or things that are drying out. The sage is looking great. The tarragon has not germinated yet. The hyssop is starting to come up, thyme. The bergamot is coming up, and the oregano not so much. But I just turned on the fan in this room, so I have an oscillating fan in here that's going to circulate the air. And I'm also going to, these are cabbage starts. These have been in only for a few days. So I'm not expecting anything on those. That's why that's covered. And I have some calendula back there that's looking great. Looking great calendula. And I don't remember what's in this one. Eggplant. My eggplant actually has started coming up. Look at that. I didn't expect that. Okay, great. So those get to stay covered for a while longer. But that's looking good. But I wanted to make sure that we have some nice air circulation going on here. In here, I have some more herbs. My chives have not started coming up in this tray. The peppermint, doing great. Rosemary, doing great. This is one I just started. So that's also another cabbage that I don't expect anything from right now. And what's in here? These are some petunias. I started some more petunias in here, and I do have some more petunias to get started in these other cells. So those will get started in a little while. Matter of fact, I'm going to move this over to the table to get this started. Okay, so I just took a look at all the plants, and what I'm going to do now is go ahead and feed the seedlings, the ones that have already germinated and whatnot. I'm going to give them a very low dose of fertilizer. So the fertilizer I'm using today is the Bush Dr. Boomerang. I'm using this for no particular reason other than the one. This is the one that's down here right now in my grow room. I do have other fertilizer upstairs, but this is a very low dosage fertilizer, and I'm diluting it. So it's like a fourth of what the full dosage would be for these seedlings. Seedlings don't require, seedlings don't require a lot of fertilizer at this point, and I don't want to, burn them out, but I am going to give them their first dosage of fertilizer today. So I've already mixed this, and I'm going to go ahead and water them in. So you see, I'm taking my time. As I said, some cells seem to be drying out quicker than others. And I'm just going to make sure that those cells that appear to be drying out faster are getting a good amount of water here. So I have 2 watering cans. This one is the one with fertilizer. I have another one with plain water. So those starts that aren't ready for any fertilizer yet, those will just get plain water, no fertilizer. Some people decide not to use fertilizer at all. I know the first few years that I did that I started gardening, I did not fertilize my seedlings until they were much bigger than this. And when I did, okay, so I tried using fish fertilizer the first year, and oh my goodness, I used it at full strength in my basement, and my house smelled terrible down here. So I've learned that lesson. I don't use fish fertilizer in the house anymore. I only use other fertilizers. And I won't say a specific one because, again, this is just for low dosage. I don't use specific fertilizers. Because I've had it told many times that it really isn't that important what brand or what type, as long as your plants get the food, the nutrition that they need, it doesn't matter. So this is looking good. Okay, so you got an update on my seedlings and how we're standing right now. So now we're going to get an update from Melanie and her seedlings for her outdoor garden, and Melissa for her indoor hydroponic garden.
Hi everybody, it's Melanie from Gardening with Charlie. It's been about, I want to say, a week or 2, maybe 2, since I started my seedlings with my mom in her grow room. So I wanted to show you guys an update. Sorry about that, he's barking at the neighbor's dog. But I wanted to show you guys an update on how my seedlings were doing. Okay, so this is my little grow station that I have set up. I don't have a full-on dedicated grow room, so we're in my art room for right now. Let's see. So this is the tray with my cabbages, and they look like they're pretty good. I'm told that they're growing like this because of how my light setup was before, so we corrected that. So hopefully we can adjust them later. I think it's they're leggy seedlings. So hopefully with the corrected lighting, they can straighten themselves out and I can adjust and fix them later. And this was a pepper tray, and this is the growth that we have so far. Just only one sprout. Yeah, but still taking care of the other ones, hoping they'll come up soon. Put that dome back on. This is another pepper tray, and I don't think you can really tell, but like this little seedling in here is starting to come up, and I think that was my candy cane striped pepper. So I was excited about that one. I think in this one is also peppers, but nothing has come up so far. Still just, giving it some love, waiting for them to come up. It's kind of hard to move with the lights in here. So this one is one of my herb trays, and they look so good. They were kind of crazy at first. Like I said, they looked kind of crazy at first when they first started coming up because, I didn't have my lighting adjusted and not a lot of sun comes through this window. But like as soon as I adjusted their water, I get these. I'll get my chart later to actually remember which ones these are, but I know these are herbs in this tray. And I'm so excited about those. Let me cover them back up. Okay. And last but not least, this is another herb tray. And I still have growth in there. And their little leaves, look at all of that. Like, they're not all coming up, but I'm just excited that I can see something green. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna cover those back up. Their lighting has been set for 8 hours, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let them do their thing. Gonna throw in some water, because one thing I did notice is that a lot of the pods some of them are dry while some of them can still retain water. And I promise you, I put water in this tray just last night, and as you can kind of see down there, it is dry as a bone. So these some thirsty seedlings. So yeah, that is my growth update, and I'll let you guys know when we have more progress.
Hi everyone, it's Melissa. Welcome back to my house. We're here for an update on my hydroponic plants. We started my seedlings on Monday, and it's just Saturday, but we've already had some growth, and I'm so excited to share with you guys my growth. Okay, so remember we started cabbage, and I really don't remember what else. I should have put like labels, but we'll remember that for next time. It's labeled somewhere. It's in a book, written down somewhere. That's all that matters. Anyway, here's my plants. Okay, so here's my hydroponic setup. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to clip my other plant here because he's intruding on my tower space. But remember, here's our tower. It's 6-tiered, 5 pockets on each tier. We have one row that was empty because we needed to save some space for some other things. But let's get into the growth. I'll get you a little closer. Here's some cabbage, I believe, that is starting here. This one is really kicking off. Let's get, some of them are really deep in there, the seeds. So you might not be able to see anything too well, but look at this, I'm so excited. Y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing once all this starts growing and I get so much more growth. My herbs were up here. These seem to be a little slower to start, but growth is growth. Any progress is positive for me. So I might have to get, we might have to turn her around in our next video, but she's a little heavy. And who's finna do that? Not me. Anyway, so here's our tower, here's our growth. Like the most growth we have is this one right here. And I'm so proud of her. Look at her. Grow, babies, grow. Keep going. So that was my tower growth so far. It's only been 5 days and there's progress already. I'm so excited. I can't wait to continue to see how it grows. We'll keep you updated along the way. Bye.
Thanks, ladies. Well, as you guys can see, gardening is going full speed ahead. Even though it's 17 degrees outside, y'all, it's cold. We're waiting for a winter storm to come through, and there's nothing I like better than gardening indoors while we're waiting for outdoors to be ready. So one of the things I noticed, and things that you probably want to pay attention to when you're doing your gardening or setting up for the next year, is your pollinators. I noticed that I don't usually get pollinators until around July. And every year I stressed about it until this last year. I realized that I saw bees, a couple bees, early in the season. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? It's too early. There are no flowers out. And then I thought about it. I'm like, there are no flowers out. So this year, I want to make sure that I have some flowers out in early spring, in the springtime, so that the pollinators know, hey, I can come here in the spring, I can come here in the summer, and I'll have pollinators prayerfully all year instead of just waiting until July and getting a few pollinators then. So hopefully that'll help with my fruit setting and things like that. So that we're going to get what I've decided to grow is these are petunias, some petunia seeds that that I'm growing. Let's see. Okay. So what I'm growing is some asters, which I've already started those. They're over there on the shelf getting ready. I've started some petunias, and what I have is the hybrid petunia. This is the Easy Wave Starfish. I also have the Shockwave Purple Tie-Dye and the Easy Wave Blue. Easy Wave Blue. I'll try and get some pictures on the screen as well. But I want to get those started so that I will have some flowers in the garden. I've also started some snapdragons and a couple other early blooming flowering flowers, early blooming flowers. So I'll have some flowers out in the spring for those early bees to come out. And then some, of course, as we go into, I have marigolds and other flowers that'll be ready, some herbs that'll be blooming around that time, because I'll allow some of my herbs to bloom to have the pollinators in. So today I'm going to start some more petunias. So you can see, these petunias have already started blooming, and I did put some more petunias in here because I thought I had filled this whole tray, but I didn't see anything blooming. But as I'm fooling around here, I see that there were some little blooms in there, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to wind up sorting these later anyhow. So what I'm putting in this tray right here is going to be, in this cell right here will be the purple tie-dye. And it came in a little teeny tube. It's really cute. So I'm going to just spread these out. I have some tweezers that I can spread them out a little bit more than that. And for these, I'm just going to surface sow them. And press them in like that there. Yeah. Because these need light to germinate. Now I'm going to put in the Easy Wave in this cell here. I'm going to do these one at a time instead of what I did just now, because I want them to spread out a little bit. And these packs only had like 8 or 9 seeds in the packet. but that's fine because petunias spread. And these petunias should also bloom for the entire season into the spring and fall. And then in this other cell here, we'll put the starfish. And you do need to make sure that they stay moist. So I will be covering this back up with the dome. And if you don't have dome covers, you can always use saran wrap or clear wrap to make sure the moisture stays in. And I'm going to press those in so they have good contact with the soil. Yeah, there we go. All right, petunias planted, and I think I will have quite enough to plant some in both my front and back garden. At least that's the plan. I don't know what that is. To have some for both my front and my back garden. So there we go. This soil is already moist. I'm just going to pour this little bit of water back in. So nothing goes to waste. And I also have a spray bottle that I can use to keep it misted. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that's that as far as the petunias go. And now I want to go ahead and get started with some of my cool weather. I already started my pixie cabbage, my little jade cabbage. I want to start some Brussels sprouts and have those ready to go in the ground in a few weeks. Now, just so you know, petunias I'm skipping back, I'm sorry. Petunias are very slow growing. They take a long time to germinate. I really should have started these, but I just got the seeds. So they're already started, and it's going to be a while before we have any real growth going on with these petunias. So if you decide to plant petunias and you see that you're not getting anything right away, don't stress. Don't feel like you need to go and rush out and plant some more really quickly. They are going to be slow growing. Well, as you can see, change the scenery, change the clothes, change the background. Probably because, well, not probably because, but mostly because I recorded a whole segment with no sound. So I had to do a new ending. Our winter storm did come through, so I'm going to show some pics of what the garden looks like now under sheets of ice. Anxious to get back out there, but I did get all of my my flowers planted, or started, I should say. Since then, I've actually up potted a lot of things. I have some more things to up pot, so I'll be doing a follow-up very, very soon, showing all the changes that have been that have occurred since this earlier video, and also showing updates from the girls' gardens. So thank you for joining Charlie's Garden. I ask you to subscribe, like, and comment, and please share this video with other like-minded people who are also raring to get out into the garden, or even if they want to start their new garden, outdoor garden or hydroponics. We are here in zone 7B, I think it is, and yeah, we are here in zone 7B. I garden in grow bags, raised beds. I have a few in-ground plants that I grow, so in-ground, also in green stalks and containers, hard containers. So thank you for joining us. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.